Hi, the Foollboy Games,
I'm Peytonador.
and today we shall be talking about best vacation, I guess, slash coolest cities in the world.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess.
it's a,
If you know any,
sort of
this
a
is just a random
travel-themed
topic.
episode. Kind of.
Yeah. So, do you have your thing all made?
No,
If you made anything?
no, I'm going in completely blind.
Well, this shall be interesting. Um, I'm texting someone right now.
Okay,
Because it's
I'll
part of
wait.
the episode.
I'll
You
wait.
you you can go first.
Oh, okay.
Just look up any city and
Look up any city and just.
just like just look up best vacation cities. See what pops up.
Alright. Smoland, Kansas. Population of 162 residents. Saline County. Probably one of the greatest cities in the country,
Yeah,
of course.
definitely. I've most likely heard of it, probably.
Yeah, named after the Swedish province that we all know and love.
Yes, it
They had
is.
their post office discontinued. I didn't even think that was possible.
Um, Interesting.
Uh,
All right, what's next on the list?
Yo, they had a governor of Kansas here. I was not expecting that. That's cool, I guess.
Amazing, astounding.
We did it. We found the best city in the world.
Some small town in Kansas.
Yeah. Okay. How many? I've been to 25 states and two countries. What's your? You don't have to add them all up, unless you want to. What's your general count?
My general count of what?
How many states you've been to?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Maybe about as much as you. Maybe like one less.
Okay, we're about even then. Nice. Hmm.
All right.
All right.
As you can see, we were definitely prepared for this episode.
Yeah, we've had plenty of time to prepare. We're 4 days late again.
We are. School started at an awkward time,
And also, I
and
went on vacation for 2 days over the weekend.
he
So,
went to his. He left his room for once.
yeah, and
Kidding.
and I came back and I realized the unfortunate truth, you know. I checked the basement and I was too late. Ezra Miller kidnapped that one other guy. Can you
Which
believe
guy?
it? That one other guy.
The one of the guy that's always in the podcast with us.
Yeah, Ezra Miller got
That
to
guy.
him while
Oh,
I was gone.
well.
I can't believe it.
Peace out, bro.
That's a
I,
tragedy. All right.
Truly a massive tragedy. Yeah, school just started at an awkward time, bro. I
Yeah, it's so awkward. It starts when the same time every year. It's always so awkward, man.
well, for me, it's September 1st,
Oh,
and
that's nice.
bro, that's great. So amazing, astounding, wow, 10 out of 10. So
Love it.
It just wasn't. Um, I wasn't as prepared for it as it probably should have been. I guess would be the best way of saying it was awkward.
Basically, how prepared we are right now, but on a larger scale.
Yeah, as in the sense that I had no idea what my classes were. I went to a wrong class like twice.
Oh dear.
That was awkward.
Yeah.
Amazing. Bro, can you believe it's been
11
like
weeks.
that's a long time. It
Yeah,
is just
yeah, I guess so. It's crazy how fast things are going.
it is life just goes by quickly, my guy.
That's what I'm saying.
In
It's
one moment, you're dead because I killed you, but
Can you
that's not gonna
even
happen yet.
hardly believe it's been 98 years since 1924? That's insane to me.
Yo, I remember that year.
The year my great-grandparents met.
Wait, what? Your great
That's
grandparents
insane.
met in the 1920s?
Probably. I've got a grandfather who was born in the 30s. Probably two of them.
This is awkward. All right. Enough of our ridiculous family history.
Man, we could do a whole
So,
episode on that. I've got some crazy family members.
so do I, my
Past,
guy.
present. Okay.
So do I.
8 minutes. We should probably get into the topic. What's the coolest
Probably.
cities you've vacationed to? Oh,
Well, I think the coolest one in America, at least right now, for the time being, is probably the only one worth visiting is Miami.
you're saying it's the only one worth visiting. Now that's controversial.
Well, I wasn't worth visiting, but it's not as bad as the other cities are. Like, the other major cities are.
Yeah, big
This time.
cities, I guess, but tourist cities are a different discussion.
Bro, Miami is amazing. The sixth largest city in the United States by population.
Nice.
It
I've
literally
never been there.
sits on the water, and it's cool as heck. It's beautiful at night, and the sunsets are amazing when they go down across the ocean. You've never been there? Have you ever been to Florida?
Yeah, I went to Florida. I went there like 4 months ago.
What'd you
I
do
just-
there?
I've gone to Florida like 4 times. I don't think I've ever been to Miami.
Oh, well,
Orlando twice.
you're missing out, bro.
Sanibel
Orlando's a pretty cool
once, and Destin once.
Bro, Orlando's a pretty cool place. I do have to say that.
Yeah, I mean, as a kid, it was awesome. Even if we skipped out on SeaWorld, Universal, and everything but Disney
You
World.
took out on SeaWorld and Universal?
Yeah, we only went to Disney World for some reason.
Bro, SeaWorld's kind of lame if you ask me, because I've been there, and it was boring as heck. But Universal was awesome. I went there like 3 freaking times, and it was amazing. It was awesome.
I've heard, like, pretty much everyone educated on the matter say that Universal's better than Disney
It
World.
is. It's more than Disney World. Disney is overrated.
Probably.
Very.
There's no way it's the most magical place on Earth, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. Because most of it's, fake. All of it's fake. Alright. What do you have?
I've got a couple of nominees, I guess. Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Awesome.
Ooh, that is a good one.
Nice. You've been there?
Yeah, I've been there. Like that's probably the one out of all these I've probably been to the most.
I'd say same.
I've been there like 6 times.
I've been there 3 times.
Cool.
Um, Branson, Missouri is a bit smaller, but that's like the same city almost.
It is pretty cool as well.
Let's see. I'm running out of ideas quickly. Yeah, those are the really touristy ones I've been to. I guess Wisconsin Dells is also.
Uh,
It's not
it's
like
fun, but
as
I
cool.
don't think it's as fun
Yeah, it's not. It's
as
not up there with those previous two.
those ones are awesome.
Oh yeah. That's about all I got for cities. I haven't been to a whole lot.
Yeah, but you've been to 20 something states. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right,
Well, cities is
number.
different from like cool looking, maybe. Most of those I drove through, I'll be honest.
Hmm?
Most of those 25 I drove through. Oh,
Yeah.
I drove through DC once. Well, I didn't drive, but I rode through DC once. Washington.
Did you get shot?
No, but we think we saw a gang. So,
Flashing gang signs?
no. They were just sitting around, but it was a lot of people.
Well, yeah, it's the capital.
It was on Pennsylvania Avenue too. It's crazy. We were looking for the
You ever been to
lighthouse. We
New York?
somehow missed it. So we left.
You ever been? Have you ever been to New York City?
I haven't, no. Have you?
Well, I have been to New York City.
Epic.
Back when it wasn't a dump, when it was actually kind of nice.
Yeah, most big cities are not great.
Yes. Most of them are. But I do think that some of the big cities do have, even though they might be absolute trash, do have things to offer.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's.
Like New York has a lot of tourist attractions. Ones that aren't scams like a few other big cities.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
know. Andrew's a huge fan of Boston.
what? Boston is well, it's Boston. It's kind of like it's kind of like Jersey City. It's kind of a smaller New York on the same coast. Which kind
Yeah.
of all it is. New York is probably the coolest city in the world, and
Whoa, we're
probably
making
the
that
old
claim right off the bat.
and probably the oldest. Now, how should that? It's the coolest in sense of history, I think.
That makes sense.
It's also the oldest modern city. So, as in, like, sense, it was one of the very first cities, besides Chicago, which had the very first skyscraper. It had the very was
No, not even. It's not even the oldest modern city in the New World. I guess I might be
well, as
wrong.
in the sense that it was sort of the what modern cities would have to go to. Like, obviously,
So
there are cities that were founded before it.
you're saying it's ahead of its time?
It was ahead of its time. Not
That's
anymore. It's kind of just other major cities, but it was the very first city in history to become a mega city back in the
really
1930s, which is quite impressive. It has some of the coolest buildings in the world, like the Empire State Building, the Chrysler Building. The Twin Towers were pretty cool, but they no longer exist, unfortunately.
Oh, F in
It
the chat.
has F in the chat. Yeah, it has a few other cool buildings I forgot the name of. But yeah,
Statue
it's
of
a
Liberty.
the statue. Yeah, the Statue of Liberty. The Liberty Island. It's a pretty American place, if you ask me. Times Square,
Of
Central
course.
Park.
The tallest
It
building
is
in the United
often,
States is there. I forget what
yeah,
it's called.
it is often called the capital of the world because,
I've
well,
seen a joke about
because
that where,
it has the UN in it. But,
yeah, where Rome is saying, imagine being called the capital of the world and you're not even the capital of your own state. And that's a good point, honestly. Rome is at least the
it is.
capital of its nation.
Yeah, but yeah. Out of all the American cities, that one's probably the coolest one,
All right.
and probably it has some things you can visit, and a lot. Actually, it has a lot of things you can visit. Now, obviously, there are probably certain places you should avoid and always take extreme caution, especially in today's day and age.
That's with
But
every city. Even
yeah,
when it's like less than 100,000 people living there. If it's big enough, it's got bad areas.
yeah, you just don't go to certain places.
All right.
Yeah. You want me to do my other one? Now,
All right.
this place is probably now out of all the cities, this one's my personal favorite. Not because obviously it's just about as bad as New York, but in terms of my opinion, I think it's just a cool place, and that's Los Angeles. You know,
Okay.
I don't care about Hollywood really. I think Hollywood's actually kind of a stupid place and is quite really overrated. You know,
Like the actual location, Hollywood, or like the
no, not the
conglomerate?
actual location, but the industry of Hollywood, the
Oh yeah.
place that seems to get way too much press for being a business. And also, despite the fact that it's literally a cult, but not
Yeah.
like a satanic cult, but as in the sense that it ain't right. There aren't
Oh yeah.
there's stuff there that you shouldn't just get into. And
Always
I
has
don't
been
care
that
too much
way.
about that. It has. I don't really care too much about LA. No, not LA, but Hollywood. I think it's just a cesspool of crazies. But the city of Los Angeles itself obviously has a lot of problems. But I think the mixture of the palm trees and the mountains and where it's located next to like water, I think that that's a kind of a cool place to locate a city.
That's true.
And it has a lot of tourist scams, but yet it also has a lot of not tourist scams like Santa Monica Beach or Santa Monica Pier or crap, forgot that one beach walk. Never mind. But yeah, it's this really nice beach walk. Yeah, it's just depends on where you are in the city. It's a nice place.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. You gonna go
I don't know
or
if
no?
I've got any other cities to bring up. I've kind of depleted my stock rather quickly.
Bro, you can choose cities that you haven't been to, but you've heard are pretty cool. You could do that.
I see.
Yeah.
Some of the cities down in Arizona, I've heard some pretty great things about. Sedona, that's the only one I can name. There's probably other ones.
Phoenix.
Yeah, I'd
It's
love
the
to go
biggest
to
city there.
Arizona. All the pictures look so cool. Just red rock, weird formations.
It's pretty. Yeah. It's kind of like a desert, but it's still cool. I think deserts are cool. Actually,
Yes.
deserts are kind of cool. So that's true. All right, I'm gonna go outside of the country of the United States and pick perhaps the most romantic city in the world, and that is Paris.
Oh, okay. Continue.
With its, why were you gonna? What do you think? I was gonna say Rome.
No, I was thinking you were gonna match the backdrop of this episode, but we'll get there, I assume.
Oh, okay then. Well, yeah, I think Paris is cool. I've never been there personally, but I've heard it's beautiful. It has all amazing music. It has, of course, the Eiffel Tower. It has that really cool glass place with all the paintings that I don't really care too much about, but I've heard it's cool.
Louvre?
It has a long
Or
history,
Louvre?
a lot
Whatever
of history. And yeah, it's one of the coolest cities perhaps ever. One of the most historically important, probably. Just a cool place.
I hate to burst your bubble, but have you ever heard of Paris syndrome? I think it's kind of funny.
I've never heard of that, no.
Okay, so Paris syndrome is a sense of extreme disappointment exhibited by some individuals when visiting Paris, who feel that the city was not what they had expected. The condition is commonly viewed as a severe form of shock. It's
What?
mainly a thing in Japan, but some people are have this vision of Paris in their mind as heaven on earth, and when they get there there's rats everywhere and stuff smells bad, and they just
Well,
go
yeah,
through such a culture shock.
it's a big city. And a European city, too. I mean, what did you expect? But other than that, I think it's a pretty beautiful place.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
I'd go there. Eiffel Tower, Louvre. There's got to be some cool stuff there. But I have heard of they do have a severe rat problem, and that's pretty
they
fun.
do. Have you ever seen Ratatouille? Yeah,
They've got rats in every kitchen. It's a conspiracy. Okay. Cities outside the U.S. I'll go. Dubai is kind of a cool one. They're doing some wacky
Dubai
stuff over there.
Dubai is an awesome city. Tallest building in the world. You know, everybody there is like a billionaire or a millionaire.
Yeah. They just decided to make the world out of 30 man-made islands, like a map of the world. That's weird.
Yeah, bro, they have so much money they have no idea what to do with it.
They literally just, yeah, that's true. I've heard they've got some problems there with they have to ship poop off elsewhere into the desert in trucks. That's kind of funny. But
It is.
it does look cool.
It does. Now, obviously, if I could afford to go there, I would, but it's expensive. Let's just put it that way. It's also the only place. It's
Or
also
underage.
the place with the only seven-star hotel in the world. Did you know that?
I thought they only went up to 5 stars. Do they really?
Yep. There's only one seven-star hotel in the world, and that's in Dubai, and it's a couple $1,000s a night. So.
How do they measure stars? Do they just assign them? The people who make the hotels,
no
yeah,
idea,
this is
dude.
totally an 8-star hotel. Take our word for it.
Bro, the place like most of the like some parts of the inside, if not like most of the gold parts, are made out of pure 24 karat gold. That's how it's cost, I believe, over $1 billion to make. Bro, it's I've heard that you can be flown in by helicopter or driven there in a custom limousine.
Whew.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, that's gotta be great.
It must be.
You got another one?
Do I have another one? Yeah, bro, I got a lot of them. Now,
I bet so.
this city is considered the biggest city in the world because of its massive population. Not
I
necessarily, it's the
see.
second biggest by size, but not the. But by population, it ranks as the biggest. It is Tokyo, Japan. Now, this place is absolutely huge and is like
You can see it from
you could
space.
you
It's
could
insane.
fit the entirety of Chicago and most of New York into it, and probably a little bit of Los Angeles. That should just tell you about how massive this place is.
Yeah, it's huge.
It of course has, I believe, isn't can't you see Mount Fuji from Tokyo? Or it's probably I think another
Yes.
city.
No, it's. I think it's from Tokyo. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe you can go see Mount Fuji. Like it's in the view. That's pretty cool. It is also, I'm sure Peytonador is excited for this. It is also a place of anime now. Anime is cool
Yeah,
in some way
that's
and in the other kind of
eh,
ridiculous, but
honestly, in Japan they take that stuff to like an uncomfortable degree. It's
they
it's actually
I've
insane.
seen I've seen tours and pictures of the place. And I'm like, bro, every person there is wearing an anime shirt. The
Yeah,
heck?
they've got entire stores just to sell like anime action figures. It confuses me.
It's also a cool city for its history as well. You know, the history I believe of Asian countries is cool because the samurais, shoguns, just all that. It's cool. I think the art of war from China. I think Asian history is probably one of the coolest histories out there and the most unique.
Yeah, it's it's it is super cool, like the little I've heard about it, but it's probably way harder to get into. Like you never hear about Asian history in school. You'd have to go out of your way. It's
No, it's. I mean, school's kind of useless. I'm kidding. Don't quit school. It
that's
is true. It is unfortunately true, which is why I hate it so much. And to even make it worse, a useless thing I failed at. My gosh. Well, it was one time and I didn't necessarily fail. I just got sick. But anyway. Yeah, it's Asian culture and history is pretty cool, except for the massive amount of anime they put into everything. But
I know.
to be expected.
It's also like
Bro, there's
technologically
even Jesus
advanced.
anime over.
Hold on, what did you say?
There is Bible anime.
Oh, if you think that's crazy, there's an anime where Jesus and Buddha own an apartment in modern day Japan, or so I've heard.
What?
Yep, someone
That's kind of
wrote that,
blasphemy.
and people liked it so much that they made it into a TV show. And that's
That's isn't
not as
isn't
weird
that
as it gets.
blasphemy?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I don't think Jesus would be hanging out with Buddha, my guy. I really don't see that happening.
Yeah.
But off of that topic,
I think it's a
um,
majority atheist country, though, so what are you gonna do?
it's a yeah, but it's a cool city nonetheless, no matter what they believe in.
Oh, yeah, they got super technology over there, bullet trains,
The Tokyo
computer
Tower.
stuff. Stupid
Cool place.
cafes where you go on dates with imaginary girls. That's so weird. I'm sorry.
I
It's
am
a weird
going over
city.
there.
Wow.
uh, yo, this is yo, my this is that's too much. But I dig it at the same time. They're encouraging people to date, even if the person you're dating is fake. Sad. Such a tragedy.
It's a weird country. All right. Next, I'll go. Venice is pretty cool. That's the backdrop for this episode. I decided
That is a pretty cool city.
you just have water streets, and I guess Amsterdam's partially kind of like that too. Maybe I don't understand Amsterdam, but yeah, it looks great.
Does the like the river that multiple rivers I believe that go through is kind of cool. Obviously they're man made, but still, you know, little canals. You can sit in that little boat and they'll move you.
Yeah, sounds fun.
Perfect place to go on a date if you had to go on a date. Not with a fake e-girl though.
If you were forced
That,
to go on a date by some savage woman.
yeah, women crazy, absolutely insane. This is no simp September, despite the fact that I am in
Yeah.
simp jail for talking to a girl,
This is no September episode.
and I may or not may
Yes.
have may I may or may not have talked to her multiple times during the recording of this episode. Still,
Oh no. I was afraid that was what was going on.
hey, she asked a question and I needed to answer it.
Wow. Chivalry is alive. So sad.
She is my friend, and I shall honor our friendship. She's a nice girl. We're pretty much the same age. We're born the same year. Put it that way.
Terrific. Unfortunately, this is not the simp episode, which means we have to... I don't know. I think we've hit every city in the world. All 7 cities in the world.
No, we haven't hit Hong Kong yet. I'm kidding. That's a horrible place. Chicago.
Yeah, I went there
Now,
once.
Chicago's a pretty cool place. You know, the Sears Tower. Now, obviously, you have a higher chance of getting shot, but you know,
Yeah.
it also is probably the coolest city in America in terms of architecture. And probably its placing, like on one of the Great Lakes, is a pretty cool place to build a city. An amazing skyline. Has some pretty beautiful neighborhoods, some pretty nice beaches, pretty cool sunsets. It's a cool city. With, you know, I've never been there, but I've always wanted to go because it's so close.
Yeah,
It's like a 5-hour drive.
I was there for like 12 hours during the night time. That's the only
Hear
time
any
I remember
gunshots?
being there. No, not from what I remember. Although it's possible.
I'm kidding. You really don't hear gunshots except if you're in the bad parts of town. Yeah.
I was not.
Obviously.
Hopefully not in the bad parts of town.
Yeah. But it's actually probably the cleanest American city because they don't allow littering there.
Oh, that's one
Just
point for
cool.
them, I suppose. Not sure if it helps too much.
I mean, they have probably the coolest building in America, besides the Empire State. You know,
You're putting the Sears Tower
if
up
you know what
that
building.
high, huh?
It's up there with the Twin Towers, the Empire State, you know, Burj Khalifa. It's just a cool building, if you ask me.
I think
I mean, do
you're
you not think
selling the
it's cool?
Space Needle a little short, man.
Oh, I forgot about Space Needle is also pretty cool. It's
Oh
pretty
yeah,
awesome.
that's an epic looking building. I
I think the Space Needle, Sears Tower, Empire State, Twin Towers, probably we're Twin Towers, rest in peace again. But yeah, they were probably they are and were probably the coolest buildings in America. Mainly the Empire State because probably the most iconic one, but
yes.
tallest building in the world for 40 years.
And now it's not even close.
It was beat by the Sears Tower in the 70s. And then the Sears Tower got beat by some buildings, I think, over in I don't remember where. And then those buildings were beat by the Twin Towers. And then the Twin Towers, I believe, were beaten by the Taiwan Tower, and Taiwan Tower was beaten by the Shanghai Tower, and Shanghai Tower, I believe, was beaten by the Burj Khalifa. So, yeah.
Interesting. The Burj Khalifa is a really cool looking building, though.
It is. It's really awesome. It's really expensive, but it's cool.
Oh yeah.
It's really tall, and I believe every night they have a light fireworks show at the bottom of it, which
Of
is
course they do.
hey, you
What
have the
else are
money.
they gonna spend their money on?
More buildings, more fake islands, more crap, I guess.
More trucks to move the crap.
Yeah, that's kind of gross, but it's yeah, they got all the money to do stuff with. uh, God pulled a prank on them. I'm kidding.
Also, it's slowly sinking into the ocean, so that doesn't help.
I think the islands are. I don't honestly think the city itself, unless the city itself is becoming Atlantis, but
I mean, that would be really cool to just have that underwater. Like, just massive towers underwater. That would
it'd
be
be
Atlantis.
BioShock. It would actually be BioShock. Wow, cool. It would be Rapture. Video game reference number 1, I believe, of the episode.
Yes. Of
Yeah.
1. I'm not allowing any more video game references. Alright.
Tokyo was kind of if Cyberpunk 2077 took place in an Asian city. Anyway, another video game reference.
Oh no.
Except
Oh, I missed that one.
instead of Cyberpunk 2077, in Tokyo, instead of everybody glitching and having T-posing and appearing in different places and having a custom groin, that was a disturbing thing to say. It's very close in technology. Yeah. For some Asian guy to just fly through the sky T-posing. You all know rest. That was horrible. I'm sorry.
Oh boy.
That's my bad. That's my bad. My bad. I'm not this racist usually.
You're under arrest.
Ah. Yep. All right.
Okay.
How long have we been recording?
40 minutes and 11 seconds.
Cool.
All right. Rome, Athens, both pretty cool, I guess.
They are pretty, probably the two most historically important cities ever.
For the West. I guess the East would be an entirely different story. But they don't teach that in school, so how are we supposed to know?
Yeah. Yo. Anyway.
Yeah, if I had to vacation to any city, it would probably be Rome, I'd say.
Such a nerd. Kidding. I'm kidding. I would go to Athens. In terms of, and then I'd also probably go to Jerusalem too.
Oh yeah.
That is another pretty historically important one.
Yeah, that.
It's as if it's the center of all history.
Yeah, just saying that probably is the most important city of all time.
It's like the entirety of World War II happened so it could become a nation.
Yeah, that's the exclusive purpose of World War II. That
in God's eyes, at least.
Jerusalem, a city, which it already was.
And Israel, a nation. Israel nation.
Yeah.
And also, it's going to be where the end takes place. It was where Jesus was crucified, Jesus.
Yes.
And it's a pretty cool place.
It's where all that stuff happened.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy that like 7 wars got fought over it as well. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's the Palestinians. I forgot who keeps claiming it to be theirs.
Oh, I was talking about the Crusades, but yeah, it's been way more than 7. What am I talking about?
It's been like 20.
Yeah.
20 really short wars and a few long ones. It's not like they had one recently. Yeah. Anyway. Probably shouldn't get into this.
Cairo's interesting.
What is?
Cairo, Egypt.
Oh, yeah, Egypt. Is that where the pyramids are?
Yeah, they're like right next to the city. They're visible from the city, which is really cool because you always imagine them as like in the middle of the desert, since that's how they're framed in literally every photo. But they're like right next to a massive city.
One of the 7 wonders of the world. They're pretty cool.
The only
Can you even go into them? No, isn't the Hanging Gardens of Babylon still a thing?
No, they're not.
Oh,
People aren't even sure they existed in the first place, actually.
Okay, they did exist. Because the Bible says they existed.
Did it?
Doesn't it? Yeah, I remember, because isn't that when Nebuchadnezzar gave his wife the gift of the Hanging Gardens?
That's the backstory behind it, but I don't think that was written in the Bible. I could be wrong. It could be mentioned right there.
I believe it's written in there. I believe the creation of that place is written in there. Bro, imagine if the Hanging Gardens were literally just like a pot hanging from the ceiling.
And it just got like
7 wonders of the world.
Hyped up like butterfly effect style, where this one guy said, "It's a very nice looking plant," and then he said, "It's a very nice looking garden," and then eventually got to the point where it's like, "It's the most wonderful thing that you have ever seen. You've got to go to Babylon, mate."
And they find it, and it's like literally just a pot hanging from the ceiling.
That would be hilarious if it got crowned one of the 7 wonders, and historians have just been like debating its existence for 100 years.
The hanging pot, Speaking of the 7 wonders of the world, it's time for America to chime in. The Golden Gate Bridge, I want to add it.
All right.
Pretty cool. Have you ever
So
seen it?
I went to California once for the Redwoods, which is really up north, so I've never been to any of the
So,
big Californian cities.
oh man, my mom apparently ran across it in high school once, but
Interesting.
which was a fascinating story about how she ran a 1 mile bridge with her friends. But
Yeah, it's doable.
cool. It is, but I think it should be included because it's a masterpiece of architecture.
Oh yeah.
You know, the entirety of America should be included because it's America.
Oh yeah, it's all, you know, America's basically the planet at this point.
Pretty much is, which is unfortunate because I hate attention. Kidding.
Yeah,
I
have you ever
wish we were
been?
as poor as all the other third world countries.
I don't. Have you ever seen the Gateway Arch in
Isn't that
St.
in
Louis?
Paris?
No, it's in St.
No.
Louis.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the World War I monument, like, bro.
No, the Arc de
I've never been to
Triomphe,
Paris.
not that one.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been there.
Have you
I've driven by it like a lot of times.
have you gone up the
I've never
elevator?
been in it. Never gone up the elevator. Have you?
I have. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It doesn't deserve to be labeled a national park. Whoever did that is stupid. Congress did it, which explains a lot. But it's a good site. It looks super cool. And I find it
Yeah.
so baffling how they made it as a monument to the Lewis and Clark expedition where one guy died and the estimated death toll for this thing's construction was like 13 people, and they thought 13 lives as a monument for an expedition that one guy died in, that's logical. It blows my
Wasn't
mind.
that one guy with the blind dude?
Luckily no one died in the actual construction.
Wasn't that one guy like a blind dude?
No, I think
I must be thinking of a different story. Who was it then?
he died of like bronchitis or something. If he
Bro,
was,
what a lame way to go out. Guy.
I know
I coughed
someone
myself to death.
someone someone got attacked by a grizzly bear on that trip, and they apparently turned out fine.
Yo, that one other guy. He's made himself in the history.
that was
He's older than we
that was
thought.
him.
Okay, he didn't mean to be there. It was kind of an accident. He was hungry. Okay, don't blame. Don't blame him too much.
He was sleeping, and they woke him up. Uh, his name was Sergeant. Wait for this to load. Sergeant Charles
Sorry.
Floyd, and he died
Uh,
of. Why can't I get a straight answer? Come on.
because
Oh,
you're not straight. I'm kidding.
no, it's worse than bronchitis. He died of a burst appendix.
Well, that's a painful and slow death.
The the most useless organ in the body burst, and he died from it.
What the heck was ever the point of the appendix?
I think they
Why does
discovered
God
like
this?
I think they discovered like three minor uses. It's still, a pathetic way to die. Let's be clear.
Like, what were those three minor uses of the appendix?
I don't know. Do you want me to look them up?
Sure, I don't even know. I just think God put it in there as a joke. No,
That would
actually,
be
I don't
funny.
think that would be. I mean, he does have a sense of humor.
That's true.
He made you. I'm kidding.
One theory is that the appendix acts as a storehouse for good bacteria, rebooting the digestive system after diarrheal illness.
My
That's
guy, that's not a minor function. That's an important function. Kidding.
I guess so, but it's not like as important as any of the other organs. Like, oh yeah, this
I
occasionally
mean,
has a chance of rebooting your digestive system quicker.
the heart is pretty useless.
The heart is not useless.
I mean, what you talking about? I don't have one.
Oh, aw. Penelope ripped it out. Her absence.
Yeah, she took it with her when she was stolen. Now I have a valve. It's metal. I am Ironheart.
Friend of Dave Hart.
Friend of Dave. Nah, my God, Dave Hart's just crying in a corner.
That's an unfortunate. How did we make up like something interesting a way he died? I forget.
Wasn't he
Well, he was.
much like the real William Wallace was?
Yeah, let's just pull up the entire Robert episode 7.
Review Robert episode 7. That. Oh boy. You could just watch the movie. Except, it doesn't have the part where he gets the M60 machine gun from McDonald's and Tesla Cybertruck with the whole.
That's awesome.
And he wants to be called Dave Hart because at heart he thinks his name is Dave.
Oh.
I don't remember where I saw the name Dave Hart. I think I saw it. I was like, yo, that's kind of funny.
What?
Hmm?
Hmm.
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 Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is content.
Hey, if your girl doesn't love it when you do your Minecraft villager impression, then does she really love you?
My goodness, man. No, the answer is no. That is a necessary fact, men.
You just do your entire wedding.
Hello?
I'm here. I'm just laughing when I said you just do your entire wedding in the impression.
No.
A bunch of
Do you take
you and
this
your
girl
wife.
to be your lawfully wedded wife? Till death do you part? Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's amazing. Truly.
Let's do it. Let's make that
This is some...
the meta. Every guy just does that for the next 30 years.
Yeah.
Staple of American
No.
culture.
All our generations shall do it. We'll make it a family tradition.
That sounds.
And the pastor has to be in Minecraft armor. Obviously it's gonna be made out of cardboard or something. But
That's great. Yo, I have a question. If you were offered a free trip to Antarctica right now, would you take it?
I mean, No. Antarctica. Well,
I would.
I mean, the seals there. Leg. They're pretty cool. Uh,
Nah, stupid seals.
they're
You
pretty
shouldn't
good
kill
for
them all
blubber
long
too.
ago.
Yeah, that's what but also, it's a massive thing of ice with like isn't there a volcano there? Like an ice
I don't know,
volcano or something like
probably.
that.
It's a pretty big place, though. I doubt you'd have to worry very much about it.
It's the biggest continent in the world, I believe, isn't
No,
it?
it's not. It's like the
I always said what?
second smallest.
What is?
Antarctica's, I think, the second smallest. Asia's the biggest.
Um, let me look it up.
Asia, Africa.
In the world.
It's Asia, man. Yo, I just got a
What is the
pizza.
biggest continent in the world?
He's
Stupid
gonna
thing.
be so surprised when he finds out it's Asia.
I just actually want to know. I'm fascinated by this. It is Asia. Wow. I mean, I kind of knew that, but yet again, I was like, well,
The more you know.
I guess I was wrong. I always thought it was.
If you on a map, it always appears way bigger because the poles are stretched out on a flat map. So it looks absolutely massive if you're using one of those. So that's probably where the misconception came from.
Yeah. Maps do be throwing things off proportionally. All right. How long are we for the episode?
We're 58 minutes in. Do you want to go ahead and end it here?
Sure.
All
This is
right.
going to be a shorter episode.
Yeah, like by 2 minutes. We've been through a lot today, guys. We talked about everything. We made so many jokes and gaming references. It was insane. All right.
And the excitement is real from both of us, especially Peytonador. He seems so enthusiastic.
Yes. I totally didn't just nap for 2 hours before this.
Definitely not.
Nah, it wasn't 2 hours.
Yeah. It was 3. But,
Exactly. All right. I'm Peytonador.
All right. I'm Foollboy Games, and this was Robert. You used to be able to catch us on Anchor, but now it's mainly YouTube. And yeah, subscribe for episodes, ring that notification bell, yo. And
Heck yeah.
I guess we make good content, so don't just overlook us, YouTube. Okay, all right. All right, I guess that's the end of the episode.
Remember, no simp September. If I catch you simping, I'll throw you in simp jail forever.
Along with me. I talk to one girl and this guy goes crazy.
I mean, you literally confessed to simpery. What do you mean?
The other kid did. He said I was playing games with her, which is true. I played a few games with her. That was because I wanted to, okay? She's a nice girl. Anyway.
He called the girl nice. Oh, it hurts my soul.
He's gonna need to nap for 4 hours now. Oh,
I'll need to nap for a full week. Be back for episode 12.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
All right. Goodbye.